I'm Steve Tuppen, Director and Co-founder of Mosaic Services, a business focusing entirely on service integration and management, delivering consulting and operate services in SIAM. I've been passionate for some years around SIAM since early days of delivery in 2004, where the first of the SIAM models have been delivered. So I think the most important thing is to really get the vision and the strategy, the delivery strategy clear in everyone's mind. The understanding of service, the move perhaps from constrained delivery to acceptance of procuring standard service from the marketplace, and all of the things that go in line with that around the way in which the architects work, the way in which the commercial constructs are built and tensioned into this, and the way in which SIAM will support the maturity and the sustainability of the model needs to be really crisp and clear. Supporting that vision, that strategy, we need to have strong sponsorship within an organisation to ensure through good governance that will be delivered. That we have to have clarity of the plan, and that needs to be communicated to everyone, the incumbent supply base, the future supply base, the retained IT organisation, the business themselves. So I think in terms of the actual attributes of a service integration function that is successful, they have to have four real attributes. The first is empathy and understanding of the business that they're delivering to, whether that be from a service desk agent that's supporting a user fixing a problem, or whether or not it's understanding the end-to-end requirement and integrating complex sets of services from many suppliers to meet that end-to-end requirement. That's the first attribute, empathy with the business. The second is process maturity. Service integration is a wholly process-defined set of capabilities. Those processes need to be very clear on role and responsibility. What does the business do? What does the service integrator themselves do? What do the service providers do? Those need to be very crisply and well defined. The third attribute is around strong governance. The model works by having clarity of vision and by making decision against that vision and that delivery strategy at all times. That needs to be supported by good information such that the decisions are made correctly and that those decisions stick. And finally, a service integrator needs good tooling. It needs those processes and that governance instantiated in good tooling to make their delivery itself efficient and effective, to make the whole efficient and effective. I think that if we go back to the heart of where outsourcing came from, it's absolutely aligned to the principles of allowing leveraged capability from a service provider. It's often the things that the service provider community perhaps have been saying to a client that they only wish you make use of my industry standard service at a market competitive price to give you the benefit. But to do that, then they themselves often need to go through a change, particularly in an account team that's perhaps been there for some time, to make use of it. So I think it's absolutely aligned to the right principles and would drive the right behaviours around the market, but there is change within the supply community itself that's needed, just as there is with the client teams. So I think we see this as a really growing trend, and one that actually won't become something that people will question as to whether or not they should have a SIAM-based model, but it would be obvious that they will need a SIAM-based model to make use of the best from that the market has to offer.